Alright, here we are. Back with this stream on day 85. Let's see if the lottery is good to us today. Those are good numbers. 91576. They were okay. Those were good numbers. But yes, I was out of town for about a week. And now we are back. And I am excited. Ring target, that's useless. What's today's bargain? Razor Claw. What's yesterday's? Also a Razor Claw. Great. Just what a wonderful shop you have there, sir. Yes, I will indeed sell the Stardust for 4,000. Yes, so last week, yes, triumphant return. Hello, hello, good morning. Last week we left off just over 2,700 encounters deep, which means that, as far as I'm concerned, any encounter from this point forward could be Shiny Sinistea. Like, I think it's time. We're officially on day 85. It's 43 days since the last one. So, you know, it's about time. I'm ready for it. And, of course, we're only going to be doing this for another 6 or 7 days, because next Thursday, when Crown Tundra comes out, I'm going to be streaming that instead. For at least a few days. Just while I play through whatever meager story they grant us. I'm not expecting too much in terms of story content from Crown Tundra, but I figure I might as well play through it on stream since I'm going to do it anyway. Day 55 plus 27 Hafe. I don't get the reference. Unless it is just not a reference. It's just ways to say, yeah. I don't know. But there's our first teacup of the day, so that's something. I guess. Not much. So I think I actually already have my team ready. Not like ready in game, but I put something together. I picked my next 2 Pokemon that I want to have. I'm Schwiggity Schwa? No, I don't know. I don't know the reference. But yeah, I think I have the other 2 Pokemon that I want to use nailed down. And this team is something that I have come up with. I have no idea if it's going to work, but it's something. Gonna get absolutely nuked. Well, I don't know about that, because, you know, I think you have so many different directions that you could go with your team that it was hard to decide, like, on one strategy. And so I don't have one strategy. I have several strategies that are all kind of overlapped on each other and aren't necessarily synergistic. But yeah, I'm excited to start building stuff and see how it goes. Hopefully my idea works. Like, just some of the choices I made while building this team, I'm just like, yeah, that's, I mean, yeah, I can. One option in particular is we'll see. But yeah, let's see. There's only going to be like, let's see, if today's day 85, we have 86, 87, 88, 89. I think instead of day 90, it's going to be Crown Tundra. so many different directions that have absolutely no synergy together. Yes, 6 different puzzle pieces from 6 different puzzles. Yes. And you can make your own beautiful original puzzle as a result. I'm so ready for you to just also have Gigalith. And then also Politoed. Just every Pokemon except Charizard sets the weather. But yeah, it should be interesting. Beautiful might not be the word. You know, fair. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, here's the thing. Ninetales Charizard is, like, just those two on their own are totally fine. Like, you could basically drop Pelipper and Vanillix and just add stuff to Ninetales Charizard. And it would work out real good. Yeah, put in Dragon Weather. That's right. We said it. Dragon Weather. Give us dragons. That's what Regidrago's ability should be, instead of... I actually cannot remember what Regidrago's ability is off the top of my head. But yeah, it should be Dragon Weather. I don't know, I almost kind of feel bad for dragon types. Like, every time I want to use a dragon type, I'm just like, but fairies. Like, I almost feel like fairy was too strong against dragon. Because dragon is good, it's just, it's only super effective against dragon, so it's really only good for having neutral coverage. And as a defensive, it used to be so good as a defensive typing, but now that fairies are so common, it's kind of hard to rely on it. The Dragon Storm subsided. I like to think that Dragon Weather is just like literal dragons flying around the battlefield. And they're just like flying around, and at the end of each turn it's like, the dragons breathed fire on you or something, you know? But I just want to see that as the animation. Just lots of like little serpentine dragons floating around between the two Pokemon. Or they can have wings, you know, they could be flapping too. No, I kind of doubt that they'll ever add another weather. I mean, I could be totally wrong about that, but it seems like it would be hard to add another weather that makes sense with any other typing. I mean, I think maybe like a nighttime weather would make sense just for in the game, because it doesn't make sense to have sun at night, if that makes sense. So like having a weather that is the opposite of sun, sort of. But I don't know. I just feel like adding another weather at this point is potentially a complication that they don't really want to risk. Because the 4 weathers we currently have are all pretty evenly balanced. I mean, hail obviously is weak, but the other 3 see enough usage. I don't know, maybe that is reason to add a 4th one. It's like, there really are only 3 weathers. 3 viable weathers. So, they could just throw in a bonus. And it's gonna be Dragon Storm. Dragon type moves are super effective against everything in Dragon Storms. and dragons are immune to everything in Dragon Storms. And they're also actual weathers. Yeah, there's that too. I think it'd be funny if they added in like different degrees of weather. Like a drizzle sets up drizzle, and then you have like another ability for like just a freaking downpour. It's like, oh, it's raining real hard. You only get it with stab rain dance. Yeah, rain dance sets up a like just a light drizzle, but stab rain dance, oh, that's a downpour. Yeah, Mega Rayquaza kind of had a weather, and I mean, intense sun and intense rain are their own things. So, I guess there are additional extremes for weather. Yeah, stab rain dance, exactly. That's what we want. Give us stab rain dance. Ghost weather. You can have spooky weather. It's just ghosts. They like pop out and jump scare you. It like reads the bottom. Oh, it's looking pretty spooky. And like the edges of the screen get kind of like darkened, and it like kind of goes into a black and white color scheme. And then occasionally there's just like a boom, like pops out and jumps at you. Maybe we could startle the opponent into picking the wrong move. I swear to God, if we get Ghoulie Weather, I'm never playing Pokemon again. Better watch out, it's Ghoulie Weather! Woo! I feel like that'd be good. I feel like that's what Pokemon is missing. Jump scares. I don't know, Pokemon's had not exactly jump scares in the past, but they have like weird, random, creepy moments with characters that are actually ghosts. Which I guess isn't the weirdest thing ever. I mean, you already have a game where ghost is a typing. Like, we know that ghosts exist in Pokemon. So having humanoid characters that are ghosts too, I guess makes sense. I guess that works. Watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out. That's all it says at the end of every turn. You better watch out. Like instead of the rain is still falling or something. Which it doesn't say anymore. It used to say that. I mean, I guess it says stuff like you're buffeted by the hail. Or buffeted by the sandstorm. It just says you better watch out. I think it would have been funny to build like a Halloween themed team. The whole point of the team is just to be able to use Trick or Treat. Which I don't remember what Trick or Treat does, I just know that it's a move that exists. I feel like it doesn't actually do anything. Yeah, they just play. Yeah, no, the vine just like slides up on the side of the screen. Alright, what does Trick or Treat do? The user takes the target trick-or-treating. This adds the ghost type to the target's type. I'm pretty sure it's just Pumpkaboo who gets this, right? Yeah, Pumpkaboo and Gorgeist. I don't know. I feel like you could make a really interesting team there, with like making the opponents ghost type, and then having everything you have on your team be super effective against ghost. Trick or treat. Alright, so we got 8 Sinistea so far. Let's start. We are counting teacups. Again, I still feel like any one of these Sinistea could be shiny at this point. It's been long enough. I suppose I did find 3 shinies last week. And maybe that means that I'm not due for another shiny Pokemon, but still, I'm ready for a shiny Sinistea. So I've been playing some Breath of the Wild to just like go around and finish looking for Koroks. I say finish, it's really just continue looking for Koroks. I don't even have half of them yet. I think I just passed 400, so I got a ways to go. But like, yeah, so the only things I have left in Breath of the Wild that are of significance are finishing all the side quests, because I just can't find certain characters who give out these last side quests that I'm missing, and then also upgrading all of my gear. And as I do those things, which is, it's basically just a lot of running around looking for people and collecting materials, I'm also just like trying to find any random Koroks that I can pick up. And there's this one Korok that I found in Lurelin Village that is the dumbest Korok. Like, most Korok puzzles are, you know, you put a block in something, or you like put a boulder in a hole, or, you know, they're just these really basic, easy things. It's just, once you find them, once you see, oh look, there's a Korok puzzle there, it's not like an actual puzzle to do it. But this one was dumb. It was one of the puzzles where you have to put a rock into a position in the, like, it had a triangle of rocks with one gap in it. So it's like, alright, you put a rock there, that's all you have to do. But the rock formation was on top of a house, and I could not figure out how to get a rock up there, because the house is too tall to throw a rock up. So the only other option you really have is to stasis a rock and like get just the right trajectory to get it to land on top of the roof. But the roof is like curved because it's Lurelin Village, so all the houses are made of boats. So the front half, where you're trying to get the rock to land, it's like a slope. And every time I'd fling a rock into it with stasis, it would just like slide up the slope and go flying. And I think I spent like half an hour trying to do that. And eventually I had the idea of putting octo balloons on the rock so that it would like, I was like floating the rock up to the house and then trying to stasis it over to the side. And it didn't work. Every time I just like flung it way past. So I was just sending these rocks flying off into the distance. And eventually it came down to just getting a lucky swing with a stasis move. But it's just a stupid Korok puzzle. I was like, why? Why is there not like a better way to do this than cross your fingers and hope you get lucky with stasis? It's so, like, it was basically trial and error, which was annoying. So long story short, Koroks aren't worth it. Don't get them, even though I'm still looking for them. Because I was thinking that with Age of Calamity being able to read save data from Breath of the Wild, it would make sense if Breath of the Wild 2 could read save data from Breath of the Wild. And I think it would be cool if they had that, if they used that mechanic to like check if you had the Master Sword at the end of the game and stuff like that. But I think one other thing they might do is check if you actually found all 900 Korok seeds. So, like, Hestu's gift in Breath of the Wild is useless. But maybe in Breath of the Wild 2, it, like, opens up an extra dungeon or something. Like, it opens up the Korok dungeon. So, on the off chance that that's something that is actually, like, an actual reason for getting Hestu's gift, I want to maybe try to find all the Korok seeds. Saw a video this morning for a Breath of the Wild Nuzlocke. How does that work? Like, is the Nuzlocke in terms of weapons? Like, you can only pick up one weapon per area? I mean, obviously there's the permadeath mode, which is just... It's more, I guess that I would usually think of that as, like, Breath of the Wild hardcore. Which I was thinking about doing. I was thinking it might be fun to try to do a Breath of the Wild hardcore run. Just, if I die, it ends. Which would happen real quick, because when you've only got 3 hearts, you don't really stand a chance in the early game. But yeah, I was thinking that, like, doing a challenge run through Breath of the Wild could be really fun. And obviously not 100% run, but just, like, trying to beat Ganon as fast as possible, basically. That's what it comes down to. Wow, look, it's another normal blue teacup. Standard Sinistea. Maybe getting Hestu's gift in Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild 2 reads that data and hides another 900 Koroks for you to find. That would be funny. Permadeath, no saving. Oh, no saving. Ooh. That's hard. No reusing weapons. Okay, so like once you've found a weapon and broken it, you can't get another one of it. Master mode, if an enemy aggroes, you have to fight it. And no Master Sword and all Divine Beasts. Yeah, that sounds intense. The not reusing weapons part seems really hard. Yeah, Korok Seeds, the gift that keeps on giving. That would just be hilarious. It's just like, well, we weren't going to have Koroks in this game, but since you went through the trouble of finding all 900 in the first game, you must really like them, so here's some more! You can save, but no save skimming. Sure, okay, I see. Yeah. Because, yeah, if it's permadeath, then, yeah, it doesn't matter. But saving so that you don't have to do it all in one sitting. That's not as bad. I feel like that would be the real challenge of doing any kind of Breath of the Wild speedrun that isn't just any percent. Or really any game like that, where the speedrun is just this super long ordeal, and you can't save in the middle. It just sounds tiring. Like, the point of a speedrun is to do it fast. I don't want to have a 6 or 7 hour speedrun where you can't save in between. You know, we're seeing a lot of teacups today, which is good. Like, they're definitely showing up. That was number 13. Just not pink. I don't know how I feel about that. Actually, I do know how I feel about that. I feel annoyed. I'm really curious if there's gonna be another like final trailer for Crown Tundra before it comes out, or if it's just gonna release now. I think there'll be for sure another trailer like when it releases. But I'm wondering if we're actually gonna get to see before it comes out, like, confirmed there are Ultra Beasts. Or if they're gonna show off some last detail. I feel like they shouldn't do that at this point. It seems like something they would do because they'd want to like advertise it one last time to try to get people to buy it. But I don't know. I feel like anyone who would have been interested in Crown Tundra probably got Isle of Armor already. Because you can't buy them separately, so. But yeah, I'm curious to see, like, which Pokemon are going to be version exclusive. Because I would assume that between Regidrago and Regieleki, one of them is version exclusive to Sword, and the other one is version exclusive to Shield. But maybe not. Maybe they're actually, like, realizing that, well, people are going to want both of them, so as long as you're paying extra for DLC, they won't have version exclusive. I don't know. Because I guess that's kind of what they did with Isle of Armor, is, like, there's 2 Urshifu forms, but they're not actually exclusive to any particular version. You get to pick which one you want. Maybe they'll do something like that again with Regieleki and Regidrago. Like, you can only pick which one you want. Which, that could almost be more annoying. But if that is the case, apparently, like with the Urshifu forms, you can set up a new save file and play through to the point where you open up one of the towers and you can pick the other tower in a different save file, like without having to repurchase the DLC. Apparently that works. So maybe they'll do a similar thing with Regieleki and Regidrago. Right, unless you want Dragalge or Pinsir. Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's version exclusive Pokemon, but you can get multiple of those to trade. I was more thinking of Pokemon that you get one and that's it. So it's like, you know, if you can only get one Regieleki, then it's not like you're going to trade that to someone else for their Regidrago unless you realize that you really want Regidrago. I think that was a nice thing in like Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, where it gives you an extra Cosmog, which, you know, you don't have a way of evolving it into the other version legendary in your game, but it gives you a way to get a second of your version exclusive legendary that you can then trade to someone else for their second version exclusive legendary. So it's like, it's built into the game that yes, you have to trade for it, but you have a way of doing a fair trade for it. There's my 14th teacup. Very good. I have a feeling that, because in the trailers they've like shown off this one temple that like has split colors down the middle. I feel like Regieleki and Regidrago are going to share the same temple, and it is going to be a thing where like you get to activate something in there one time, and depending on how you activate it, it's either Regieleki or Regidrago that you encounter. And then that's it. That's what you're stuck with. So that sounds fun. Who knows? Maybe I'm not giving it enough credit, but I feel like I'm probably giving it about the amount of credit that it deserves. Darren, you're scratching your chin kind of loud. I guess the biggest thing that I'm still excited about, like the biggest surprise, is whether there's gonna be more move tutor moves. Because that's just the one last part of this meta that's totally unpredictable. You know, we can basically figure that people have data mined correctly, so we can basically assume that we know which Pokemon are coming back. But it's the moves that they may or may not be adding. Well, I think they're going to add more terrain-specific moves, and instead of Misty Explosion, they're just going to have something real good. Like we were joking about how Tapu Fini is going to basically be the least useful of the four. But they're going to add some other alternative to Misty Explosion. It's just going to be incredibly good. Puts all the opposing Pokemon to sleep for 10 turns! And his base 150 power on Misty Terrain. I want to make Misty Explosion work so much. I feel like it has potential. It just doesn't have the same power as Explosion. Which is disappointing. Whoops, we're not looking at the bag right now. Because, like, the reason you can get away with using Explosion is because it's base 250 power. Like, I wish Misty Explosion had just been an equivalent power level. Just give it a guaranteed crit fairy type special move. Yeah. And then give that to every existing fairy type. Exactly. See, Misty Explosion is only base 100. Damage increases by 50% during Misty Terrain, so that's like base 150, maybe? I don't know. It's just not worth it for literally blowing up your Pokemon. Unless it's like something that you can pull off. It might be good with, like, give Hatterene a Focus Sash, set Trick Room, and then you're the slowest thing on the field, so that with your last hit point on the first turn of Trick Room, you can just blow up immediately. But, I don't know. I feel like if it was good, we would have seen more people figure out a way to use it by now. And that's the other thing about Series 7 I keep forgetting is, like, just all these Pokemon that are going to be back that I haven't been thinking about. Togekiss. I'm back to trying to brainstorm ways to make my Darmanitan team work. Like, this is probably going to be the worst format to try to make Belly Drum Darmanitan work, but I want it so much. It is like the one strategy that I keep coming back to. I can't learn my lesson that it's not gonna work in doubles. It just isn't. It's never going to work. It's not a double strategy that you can use. But I keep saying, but what if it was? I don't know. I think my thought here is that instead of trying to go for substitute Belly Drum, yeah, round 17 on the Darmanitan team, yeah. That's accurate. Instead of going for substitute Belly Drum to activate the Slack Berry, I think it's better to just go for Belly Drum and then start hitting things. And then you have that third move that you can use for coverage. And yeah, it's just one less turn that you have to sit on the field hoping that people ignore you. I feel like the right thing to do is pair it with Follow Me Clefairy with Friend Guard. And then maybe Wide Guard from Hitmontop. That's something we had talked about a long time ago. But I don't know. I just can't accept that I can't have a bouncy Fire Snowman. Like, I feel like the reason I was so excited about this strategy is, like, I went through all of the Galarian Pokemon after the games came out, and was like looking through and was like, all right, what looks cool, what looks fun, and Zen mode Galarian Darmanitan just like stands out. It's one of my all-time favorite designs. Phalanx is really good too. I really want to use Phalanx on a team, but Snowman Darmanitan is something else. That's like, I don't know. It's incredible. I want to use it. It's got good stats, you know, it's so fast. I think it has base 140 speed. Maybe it's base 130. But it's got something like base 160 attack. Which is like almost irrelevant if you're going for Belly Drum anyway, but still. It's like you don't have to put any investment in attack. You can invest fully in speed, and then it doesn't really matter because, honestly, it's not going to live in attack. So, I don't know. Darwin, are you insisting on doing something now? He has fallen out of the routine of sitting patiently until noon. But yeah, I was just thinking, like, I feel like the idea is just you stick Darmanitan on a team, everything has follow me. You just, like, you put all of your hope on Darmanitan. You're like, I'm not going to have any backup strategies. Everything is just about trying to make Darmanitan viable. So the rest of the team is all just redirection and stuff with fake out. Maybe stuff with Intimidate and Parting Shot could be good. I don't know. I feel like there's no way to get Darmanitan to actually live an attack. So you're really just trying to prevent those attacks from happening. Because you figure that Darmanitan should be able to pick up 1 kill every turn, right? After it's belly drummed. If it's +6 attack and it has base 160 attack and it's outspeeding, it should be able to just pick up a kill each turn. But then there's the problem of what do you do about Trick Room? Maybe the better strategy is not leading with Darmanitan. You don't lead with Darmanitan. You lead with stuff to set up. So, like, you have Grimmsnarl to set up screens. Or even Ninetales, go for Aurora Veil. Or, like, max your Lapras and set up Resonance. And just, like, whittle stuff down and try to take out threats. Try to take out things that can set Trick Room, things that might outspeed Darmanitan. And then once it's down to, like, once they're down to, like, their last 2, you just bring in Darmanitan. I don't know. At that point, then there's more efficient ways to be doing that than relying on Darmanitan as a sweeper. Like, for example, Guerrilla Tactics Darmanitan would just be better. This is what happens every time I start thinking about the Darmanitan team. I just realize that, like, it's really only worth going for that risk if you can pull it off turn 1 and then just eat everything. Because if you can't pull it off turn 1 and you're saving it in the back, you should save something more reliable than Belly Drum Darmanitan. I don't know. I can't decide. I know from experience that it really doesn't work. But I want it to work. I want it so badly. Let me have a happy bouncy snowman. I guess another option is if I want to trigger Zen mode, but I don't necessarily want to do belly drum, you could rely on recoil moves to get down to half health. It's like you start off just like doing regular, like going for flare blitz and stuff. And, you know, you're probably knocking out Pokemon before Zen mode. I mean, some Pokemon you can beat with flare blitz. And then once you take enough damage and enough recoil, you just get even stronger. I don't know. It's just not reliable. It's not consistent. I like how they're adding legendaries into the format, and I'm like, Darmanitan! Darmanitan's the answer! They're gonna add Intimidate Landorus, and terrains are gonna be important. No! Darmanitan! You're not listening! Darmanitan can do it all! Darmanitan doesn't need terrain! Darmanitan, well, it needs its attack stat. It doesn't do great in front of Intimidate Landorus. I mean, it's Icicle Crash. So, the item that I was doing with Darmanitan before was a Slack Berry, and going for Substitute and then Belly Drum to get down to 25% health, which then triggers the Slack Berry, which boosts your speed by another stage. But then you have one whole move slot taken up by Substitute. So what I was thinking was Wide Lens. And then you can run Icicle Crash and Rock Slide and not be as worried about missing either of them. You know? That's my plan. Wide Lens Darmanitan. I give Wide Lens way too much credit. Like, people just accept 90% accurate moves and just be like, it's probably not gonna miss, it's fine. And I'm like, 90% accurate needs a Wide Lens. Give it a Wide Lens. Let's bump that up to 99%. I know. I'm too big of a fan of the Wide Lens. I mean, I hate missing games, I hate losing games because I miss a move. And so, if I'm not running Wide Lens, then I'm just not using... Like, if I wasn't going to do Wide Lens on Darmanitan, I probably wouldn't run Rock Slide. And I wouldn't run... I'd probably run Earthquake over Rock Slide. Yeah, no better items that it can have at the moment. I mean, you could maybe give it a Life Orb. But... I don't know. You can't do a choice item because you're trying to click Belly Drum. You can't do a healing item because you have to stay below 50% health. And... I don't know. I mean, you could give it a Rock Resist Berry, but at 50% health, it's not living any Rock move. So that doesn't help. Can't do Focus Sash, because again, you're bringing yourself down to 50% health. Like, Slack Berry is pretty good if you can reliably get to 25% health. That was sarcasm. There are definitely better items than Wide Lens. I disagree! I think maybe Life Orb. But I don't know that they're... I was thinking through stuff, and I'm just not sure. Because again, at 50% health, even if you have any of the type resist berries, you're still gonna faint to a hit from that. Because it's got like base 50 defenses. So, I don't know. I think Wide Lens is pretty good. What if you could just... Look, you're fast, you've got redirection, you're maxed attack, and then you just click Rock Slide, and you can't miss. You hit both of the opponents. Also, I did actually check this. I think with a rock move, you have perfect coverage. which is that you can hit every type for neutral damage. There might be some combinations of dual types that you can't hit for neutral, but you hit every type for neutral between Ice move, Fire move, and Rock move. So you go for Icicle Crash or Fire Punch or Flare Blitz or whatever on the Pokemon that it's super effective against, and then when you... The point is you should always have a move that's hitting neutrally. And at +6 attack, as long as you're hitting for neutral damage, you're KOing. And Rock Slide obviously hits both of the opponents, so even better. I am gonna stake my bets on Wide Lens. Wide Lens is the best item in the game. It's the best competitive item, and you can't tell me otherwise. I may or may not have a Wide Lens on my team that I built. We're gonna be fighting. Actually, I don't think I am using a Wide Lens. Now that I'm thinking about it more, I think I considered Wide Lens. There was definitely a moment where I was like, I think Wide Lens is the right choice here. But you'll see if we battle and I miss a 90% accurate move because I'm not running Wide Lens. That's gonna be annoying. Pretty sure you did just say there are better items than Wide Lens. Yeah. There are better than items than Wide Lens. But if you want to improve your accuracy, there aren't. Hey, I'm the person who was running Zoom Lens. Back on the first competitive team that I built in Sword and Shield, I had Zoom Lens set to Scorch. Which is just too funny to me. I'm like, alright, I'm relying on being slower than the opponent so that this boosts the accuracy of my 75% accurate Will-O-Wisp. This is a good strategy. I don't know. That team wasn't terrible. It just isn't exactly what I would call competitive. Yes, the only reason to build a team is to have the most accurate moveset. Exactly. Accuracy is important, you know? You want everything 100% to hit. Teacup. Hello there, Smoxley. Happy Saturday. We found 21 Sinistea today, but none of them were shiny, so... Yep, the hunt is as usual. There was no miracle where I took a week off and then came back and then found it immediately. Hello there, Derp Stars. Welcome to the stream. We are looking around for Sinistea. Crossing our fingers that maybe day 85 will finally be the day. Scared your turtle the other day and he was mad at you. Oh no. Poor turtle. Shiny hunting for a shiny in Oras. Legendary. Nice. Or I feel like Oras is a good game to shiny hunt legendaries because you can soft reset in front of them once you find them, right? Hello there, Darkness Wins. Weeze Charizard G-Max den located. Ooh. Charizard G-Max, very fancy. Looking for the Lake Trio. Nice. I actually forget what their shiny forms look like. This week, where's Gmax Charizard? Is there a Gmax Charizard event going on? I was not aware of that. I know that it's like Charizard Day in Pokemon Go, where you can find like potentially shiny Charmander. But I wasn't sure that that was gonna also be an event in Sword and Shield. Still have yet to get shiny Phantom. Shoot. Yeah, that's a long hunt. Best of luck for all of the shiny hunting that is happening. I'm gonna look up what shiny Mesprit and Azelf and Uxie look like, because I cannot remember. I feel like they get kind of gold, if I'm remembering correctly. Can't catch the Gmax from a stream. You probably have to manually look for it yourself. Is there a... Okay, let me check that first. I'll check if there is a Charizard event, because I wasn't aware of that. I don't see anything about it on Cerebi. But yeah, getting lucky looking for Gmaxes is always a pain. I can't remember if I have ever found a Gmax Charizard. You just started the hunting, currently at 20. Alright. Fingers crossed that it shows up sooner rather than later. I still haven't finished the game. Do you have the shiny charm then, or just doing soft resets without the shiny charm? It's definitely still possible without the shiny charm, but it might get a bit Oh, there is a Gmax Charizard stream, but you can't catch it on a stream. It's impossible to catch. Yeah. Yeah, when someone is streaming out the code, yeah, there's too many people usually. Alright, yeah, shiny Uxie is like golden, which is pretty cool. That is a very nice shiny. Lost count of the number of Phantoms that you've got. Yeah. Yep. Mesprit is also kind of gold. I feel like Azelf is also gold. Ooh, but it keeps like the blue crown face thing, which is cool. Speaking of the shiny charm, you just got it recently. Very nice. Congratulations. That is a good achievement. Definitely helps with the shiny hunting. Makes a noticeable difference. Used a Master Ball once on Charizard. Yeah, I caught... What did I catch with a... I used my Master Ball on a shiny Gmax Grimmsnarl raid, which was very exciting. At the time, you're looking for Mesprit? Nice. I think Mesprit was always my favorite of the three. I just liked its design the best. It'll change in an hour. Oh, right, because Oros is the, like, they don't stay in one spot. Interesting. Took forever because you couldn't trade through the game, so you had to do GTS trading through home. Oof. I mean, at least the GTS exists somewhere, but it really should be in the game. Your favorite's Azelf. Yeah, I like all of them. They all have nice designs. It's a good trio. I would like to try using one of them on a competitive team, because I do like their designs, but I'm not sure what they do specifically that other Pokemon don't do as well. Like, I feel like they have, like, Trick Room and Imprison and stuff. They probably can set up screens. And one of them has a really high special attack, or a pretty high one. But I think it would be tricky. I don't know. It would be cool. It would be cool to fit them on somehow. Do something fancy. I mean, okay, so we've encountered 22 Sinistea today, which is pretty solid. We've got another 7-ish minutes before I'm going to wrap up the stream, so there's still a chance. But I've been saying this all day, that it's about time that another shiny Sinistea shows up. It's been long enough. I've done enough encounters, I feel like. Maybe we can find 3 more teacups. Get to 2730 at least. But 22 encounters is good. That is a lot of Sinistea. Yeah, I think of the legendaries coming back, I'm obviously excited about the new Galarian forms of the Kanto birds. So those are cool. But of the returning legendaries, I'm interested in the Tapus and their ability to set terrain. And then I think Heatran actually has a good shot at maybe being viable. It's hard to say, but I don't know. I feel like that steel typing is going to be pretty critical. And its stats are good. Like, I'm imagining a Dynamax Heatran, and that just sounds terrible to deal with. Just sounds... I mean, most legendary Pokemon Dynamaxing sound like a nightmare, but it's going to happen, so we got to get ready for it. Also, Connor pointed out yesterday that Regigigas is a thing. That we're pretty sure Regigigas isn't going to be banned, so Regigigas next to Galarian Weezing should be fun. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Crown Tundra. It'll be exciting to switch up the metagame and also have like actual new content in the base game to go through a little bit. I'm excited for the raid parties, like raid adventures. I think that'll be a lot of fun. I hope it'll be a lot of fun. I hope that it won't just be super grindy. I hope that it'll actually feel like, you know, you've got this expedition and you're fighting through enemies to get to something actually valuable. And I figure that most of the time it's going to be a legendary at the end of those raid adventures, so I feel like it will feel like you're actually doing something. You know, you're getting a good reward for going through the process of it. And I guess we'll just see if they bring back the Ultra Beasts or not. If they do bring back the Ultra Beasts, I've been thinking about trying to do something with Naganadel. I think Naganadel could be maybe viable. Maybe. I don't know. I think there's a way to make it work. like, on one hand, it's always scary to use dragon types. I was talking earlier in the stream just about how the dragon type is, I think, nerfed a little bit too heavily because of fairy types. But because Naganadel is Poison Dragon, you have the ability to also hit fairy types. And I'm pretty sure fairy is just neutral against Naganadel, right? So, I don't know. I think Poison Dragon is a decent typing. Also, I have a shiny Naganadel in Ultra Sun that may be my motivation, is I just want to be able to use legendaries that I have shiny versions of. I don't want to use Tapu Koko because it's real good. I want to use it because I have a shiny one. That's fair, right? Also, I didn't even recognize that 2727 is the current number of encounters that we're at. That's a good number. 2727. I'm okay ending at 2727 for the day. I think that's a significant mark to have reached. Alright, I'm going to do one more encounter, and then I think that's going to be it for day 85. Something good? No, just another mark. Alright, well, we found 22 Sinistea today. That is a solid number of encounters. None of them were shiny, but you know what? That's par for the course. Alright, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Hope you all have a good Saturday. And I will be back again tomorrow with day 86. At this point, we're just kind of continuing to hunt shiny Sinistea until Crown Tundra releases next week. And then once that's out, I'm going to stream that for a few days to get a little break from shiny hunting. So, yep. Stay tuned for more of me probably not finding Sinistea, but hopefully it does show up. And again, best of luck to everyone else who is out there with their own shiny hunts. Alright, I will see you all in the next one.